So this week's tutorial is going to be on creating a look similar to that of Angelina Jolie. Obviously I know that I look nothing like Angelina Jolie, and even to use makeup to achieve that would be rather ambitious. It's more so focusing on her features, so more so focusing on the way that she creates a feline eye, a deep smoky eye makes her eyes pop, and also as to how it is that she gets such prominent cheekbones, how it is that she slims down her face. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on today. I do need to give a quick apology in advance. Through the tutorial I do look like I'm really angry. I'm not, it's just my concentration face, so I'm struggling to change it. Bear with me on that. Also, we have had quite a lot of requests about how to create a look that really enhances your eyes. Hopefully this is going to help you with that. If you do have any more requests for me, anything I can help you with, just send me a message on Twitter, or alternatively you can always email me on charliescosmetics@gmail.com. So I hope you enjoy. This particular foundation's really light, but it gives amazing coverage without dehydrating your skin, which is why I like it. Use it to prime and prepare your base. I'm just going to spread it using my fingers all over, making sure that I blend it properly, including on my eyelids, as that's where I'm going to be applying the eyeshadow, and also blending it into my neck. It's completely optional whether or not you want to use powder. I prefer to use it just because it balances out any excess shine that I might have, just giving a more matte finish. Also, it helps the makeup last longer and helps it to set. So I'm just going to apply a thin layer of powder all over my face. Angelina obviously has trademark eyebrows that are extremely defined and quite a specific angular shape. Eyebrows are really great as they act to frame your face, but I do find most people avoid doing anything with them as they're not too sure what to do. So very simply, just using a brown eyebrow pencil, I'm going to use light strokes, more in a dash as opposed to a solid line, to create the desired shape. To really raise my arch, I'm going to need to use a concealer and a brush, just to give a more angular shape and conceal the natural curve that my eyebrows tend to take. Don't worry if your eyebrows aren't identical or perfectly symmetrical. Mine never are. I would say that smoky eyes are one of the most frequently used makeup techniques in the industry, but interestingly also one of the most intimidating and avoided. I think there's a real fear of making it look like you did a few rounds with a boxer instead of pulling off a sultry, seductive look. So really, smoky eyes are very simple. They're all about blending and layering, and then a little bit more blending. So start by using a matte brown just to give your eye a little more depth and a little bit more shape. Apply this just above the crease in your eye. Next, I'm just going to use a white eyeshadow. This is just a simple Rimmel white eyeshadow. I'm using this just to highlight underneath my brow and also cover my lid. Placing the white eyeshadow on the inner corners of my eyes is actually going to help create the illusion of them looking bigger. So now really all I want to do is to work on the outside of the eye, creating more depth and shape, and again continue with this illusion of a much larger eye. As I said earlier, the smoky eye is really all about layering and blending. So instead of just going for a dark color, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up the browns with different layers. I'm going to start with a lighter brown, and then I'm going to add to it a darker shade of brown, and then maybe a darker shade of brown, just to the point of where I'm comfortable. I don't want it to look, like I said already, that I have a black eye. So with the lighter brown, initially I'm going to start from the outside of the eye and go towards the inside of the eye, just stopping about a third of the way in. I'm then going to repeat this with the darker shades. Really, at this point, you want to make sure that you're investing extra time in blending here so that there aren't any lines. Also, with the darkest shade that you're comfortable to use, just follow the lower lash line. This is really going to start making those eyes pop. My secret weapon, as far as I'm concerned, for creating larger eyes, smoky eyes, anything to do with defining your eyes, really is having a great eyeliner. This eyeliner I absolutely love. I featured it last week as well. This week is the competition eyeliner where we're giving someone the opportunity to take one of these back. It's the MAC Kohl eyeliner. I'm going to actually create a feline eye with this. So the way that I'm doing it is I'm just going to start with the top eyelid and using really light strokes, so more like dashes as opposed to a thick line. I'm just going to draw the outline of how I want the eyeline look to go. So I'm going to start 2/3 of the way in on my eyeline, and I'm actually going to draw outwards, flicking the ends up to really open up the eye. Now once this outline has been drawn along the top lid, then I can start filling it in, again using really light dashes as opposed to a solid line, as my philosophy is it's far easier to prevent mistakes than to fix them. Moving on to the lower eye, I'm just going to line the eye close to the lash line and then complete inside the lash line. Don't worry if you start smudging this slightly, it actually just works to enhance the look. I'm just going to take the darkest eyeshadow that I'm comfortable using and I'm just going to run it along the eyeliner. This is going to work to smudge and blend the liner. Make sure that you keep the darkest shadow within the crease of your eye, as you don't want your eye to look too hollowed out. Already my eyes are dark with the eyeshadow, so using mascara is going to add a lot more depth to the look. However, I don't want to look like I have tarantula's legs for lashes, so I need to make sure that I pull the mascara all the way through from the root to the tip, and don't put too much on the lower lash line. Obviously, the main feature of this look was creating that smoky eye look, making sure that my eyes looked much bigger, which is why I spend most of my time on that. However, contouring the rest of my face afterwards is important to finish the look. So contouring is literally shaping and sculpting my face using light and shadow. This works amazingly to lift my cheekbones and also slim down my face, giving me the Angelina-inspired high cheekbones. Again, I just want to build this up using an angled brush and also a matte eyeshadow, a matte brown eyeshadow just underneath the cheekbones. Using a light reflective bronzer with pink hints, I'm just going to eliminate the apples of my cheeks, really to emphasize the shape of my face and just to pronounce the cheekbones a little further. Now, I'm sure that you've heard this before, but either your lips need to be a bright statement feature or your eyes need to be a statement feature. If both are statement features, then it looks a little bit over the top, should we say. So today it was really my eyes that I was working on, so I just want to keep my lips as close to neutral as possible, but I also want to plump them up a little bit. So I'm just going to be using a neutral lip liner. I'm going to line slightly outside of my lips as my lips are quite thin, particularly my upper lip, so I want to get a little bit more size there. Also, I want to get some texture, so I'm going to be filling them in with this lip liner. And then I'm going to be using the lip gloss from MAC. This gives a lot more depth. It's a really nice smooth lip gloss. It's not too sticky at all. Again, I'm going to be using a natural shade, either a subtle pink or in my case I'm going to use beige. So I'm using it just over the bottom and upper lip. But I'm actually going to put a little bit more in the center of the lip, which is going to create the illusion of a fuller lip. Well, hopefully there were some things on there that you found useful. Every week there is one product that I really think defines the actual look that it is that we're recreating, and this week I think it was probably my favourite, the Kohl MAC eyeliner pencil. This is a great eyeliner. Even if you're just trying to create a very simple smoky eye, it blends really, really nicely and smudges. So it's very easy to recreate a smoky eye look very quickly with it. So if you would like a chance to get your hands on one of these, then please send me an email at charliescosmetics@gmail.com, and we will be letting one winner know next week who it is that actually won the competition. Next week I'm going to be doing a look again that's been requested. It's a little bit different, it's not natural at all, where I'm recreating the look of a zebra. So if you have any fancy dress parties coming up over the summer and you want to go as something a little bit different, then tune in next Thursday. Okay, have a great week guys, see you next week.